Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy, my husband is Paul, and we are so happy you've joined us today. Today's video, we're going to talk about bringing back some of those old-fashioned, slow living ways. In our electronic age today, there just doesn't seem to be an escape from all the constant bombardment that goes on for our attention, our time, our money, for pretty much everything. So today I want to just step back a little bit and look at the way our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and maybe even our parents lived. It was a slower pace, and somehow they just seemed to get everything done, but not in such a hurried, chaotic way that seems to be plaguing so many of us. We talk a lot on this channel about how to save money, how to live below your means, how to live frugally. And we show you tips and tricks and recipes and DIYs, the whole thing. But we also have to remember that sometimes we need to just slow down, be happy with the progress we are making, and just be a little kinder to ourselves. We're going to give you just a bunch of helpful tips we hope encourage you to bring back that old-fashioned, simple, focused, intentional life. Back in the day, people didn't have the ability to constantly get in the car and run. They didn't have access to TV 24 hours a day, every electronic device that we have now. So their lives were more home-centered, which you know we are very big on. We're always telling you to find the contentment at home. So let's get right to this. Number one, stop multitasking. I'm not sure when this concept became super vogue to multitask, do 10 things at one time so nothing is getting our full attention. When did this become a thing? We have to allow ourselves to do one thing at a time and do it well. On our frugal journey, thinking about finances and how we're paying this or what we're going to do about that or how we're going to save on food shopping, meal planning, etc. We need to allow ourselves to do one thing at a time and do it well. And we have to allow ourselves to do that. As we're constantly being bombarded and told to multitask, we sometimes may have to sit back and be like, nope, it's okay. I'm going to do one thing at a time, and I'm going to do that one thing well. The second one is slow down your eating and your meal times. I can't tell you how Paul and I have tried to really focus on this. Back in the day when I was growing up, we ate early. We ate at 5 o'clock. But we all sat down to dinner together. Now, I understand if you have small children in activities or whatever the circumstances may be, you may not be able to do that every night. But do take the time when you can to sit and eat slowly. As soon as dinner is ready to be served, I come over to the kitchen timer and I put the timer on for 30 minutes. And this way, it guarantees that Paul and I will sit and have dinner for 30 minutes, take our time, talk, and just enjoy our meal. You take time to prepare your meal or whoever is preparing the meal for you. It takes time. And we, as a hurried society, sit down, gobble our food, get up, and move on to the next thing. Not only does it give you agita, like indigestion, but it is also wasting a wonderful opportunity to sit together, to listen to people, to share your day, and just relax. Even if you are eating a soup and a sandwich, there is no reason you can't sit down and eat that at the table, slowly enjoying your food, tasting your food, enjoying whoever you're eating with. And if you're by yourself, then you're enjoying your own company. Be thankful for the food. Be thankful for the hands that prepared the food. Really try to slow down your meal times. You will be amazed at the difference how you feel physically and how you feel mentally. The next one I want to touch upon is for you to realize how precious your time is. How precious every minute, hour, day, month, year really is. And when you start to slow down your life, you're going to realize that we rush through our days running to the next chore, running to the next activity. When we realize how precious the time is, we will slow down and be really careful of how we spend that time, and also blessing others with that time. If it's a phone call, if it's a card in the mail. One of the ways we encourage you to bless others is by dropping a card in the mail. And I just wanted to show you how I handle the cards in our home. I have this beautiful floral box, and inside I just keep all our greeting cards, and they are categorized. I have birthday, get well, we have blanks, we have thinking of you. And how I collect these is if we go to a thrift store and there is a package of cards for 10 cents, even if I may not keep one or two of them, the majority are usually very, very beautiful. And everyone likes to receive a beautiful greeting in the mail. To go to your mailbox and not find a bill sometimes is a wonderful thing. They're right here on hand, and I don't have to run out and get them. Going to visit someone like Paul's parents and bringing them a meal and our little dog so they can play with her for an hour or two. One of the things we do when we spend time with Paul's parents is we make them a meal. And this is the meal plan for the year that I share with them at Christmas time. When we give them their gift, we also give them 12 months of meals. And I present this, and she puts it on the refrigerator. Beef stew, baked ziti, all different meals. And we'll bring them on a Sunday afternoon once a month, and we'll spend several hours with them. But this is just such a wonderful use of our time. Who can you share your time with? Even if it's a letter, a phone call, like I said, take time and focus on the preciousness of your time. Number 4, start slowly removing distractions from your life. Back in the day, there were no distractions. They had a radio. They possibly had TV when TV came into play. But it wasn't this 24-hour bombardment of electronics in our face. And we have touched upon this before, but I think in this video, we're going to revisit it just a little bit. We think we're decompressing when we sit and we scroll our phone, or we scroll our iPad, or we sit mindlessly at the TV. But honestly, we're not. We're actually probably coming away a lot of times a little bit more agitated from looking at social media or shopping online when we shouldn't be, or, oh wow, they have that, I don't, and then social media envy creeps in. The other night we went to my brother's house, and hand raised, I was talking to our son who was at work on the phone. We were going to have some work done on the house, and that gentleman was talking to me. And then, of course, I had to check if there were comments that needed to be addressed. And my brother said to me, "Hey, what's with you and that phone?" And I was like, wow, okay. I took the phone and I put it away, and I apologized. We have let these electronics creep into every corner of our lives. And we have to be really careful that we are not doing this so often that it's intruding on our everyday lives and the simple pleasures that we could be doing instead of these electronic devices. Another way to get back to those simple ways is to create a to-do list. Write down what you need to do for the day, and then prioritize it. Cross things out that are not top priority. I have used this same happy planner for keeping myself on track, keeping myself organized. And what I do is I use the same cover and I use the same tabs year after year, and then I just buy the blank sheets and date them myself. And this is what I do with my priority task list. I put everything down, and then as I do them, I check them off. Don't get everything done, it goes to the next day, and I see if I can accomplish it then. But again, it's always by priority. And when you see that checklist coming down and getting less, it's such a wonderful feeling. Now, we all have obligations in work, cooking, cleaning, and we have to look at that list and say, what is a priority? What do I have to do today? And allow ourselves to do those prioritized tasks in a slow, efficient manner. I remember my mom had a saying on her kitchen wall: the hurrier I go, the behinder I get. I remember that as a young girl, and Mom had that in her kitchen, and it is the absolute truth. Prioritize what you need to do, and then as you do them, check them off, and there will be such a great sense of accomplishment. Now, as we're going through this list, how will this benefit me on our frugal journey? When you are rested, when you are thinking clearly, when you are not overwhelmed, when you are not impulse shopping, when you are not running from here to there, your focus is clear, your head is clear, you're calmer, you can handle your financial situations in a concise, clear way that I guarantee you will save you money. When we find that contentment that comes with a slower pace of life, the rest just follows. That contentment and gratitude is key. Number 6, clear the clutter. When you clear your clutter, your mind is just lighter. When your kitchen counter is clear and ready for you to prepare a delicious, nutritious meal, you're going to be more productive. You're going to work better. It just makes sense. So before bed at night, this is what our counter can look like. Coffee was made in the afternoon. We cooked in the Crockpot. I have to clean that, put it away. Coffee mugs need to be dealt with. I take our linens that need to go upstairs and be washed, and I put them behind the sink. So this is a before. Everything is picked up. Counter is ready. I refilled the sugar for the morning, organized everything, washed up those extra dishes, brought up the laundry that was behind the sink. I do have dishes draining because we do not dry our dishes. We let them air dry. We just think it's a little bit more sanitary than drying them. So I am ready for tomorrow morning, begin a new day. Perfect. Kitchen is closed for tonight. So when we clear the clutter from our home, from our minds, we're able to address the important issues in our lives. We're able to tackle our frugal journey, our frugal way of life. Think about your bedroom. When it is picked up and neat, tell me you don't have a better sleep. When you walk into your bedroom, the bed is made, you fold it down, you climb in, cozy, clean sheets. This is what we're trying to regain, that sense of control, that sense of peace. And I hope this was helpful. It's just a simple little pep talk, how we need to step back, recharge our batteries, and think back and bring the simple living of the past into today's modern society once again. It will help you save money. It will help you be focused. It will help you deal with your everyday tasks with just a general sense of well-being. And that is so important on our frugal journey. And another thing I am going to encourage you with is get into the kitchen and make some comfort food. whatever it may be. And we are going to make one of Paul's favorite comfort foods in the whole world, and you're never going to believe what it is. So let's turn this camera around and get in the kitchen. One of Paul's absolute favorite comfort foods in the whole world is collard greens. And I've really only made them once or twice here, so I'm like, let's do this. So we're gonna make some collard greens ourselves. We are using bacon, so it's not 100% heart healthy. And the best part of this recipe, they're gonna be made in the slow cooker. We found this beautiful bag of cleaned collard greens, 2 pounds, and that's what we're going to start with. I am going to re-rinse them though, probably a couple times, even though they say they're cleaned. The recipe also called for 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I don't have apple cider vinegar, so we're going to use white vinegar. Called for a tablespoon of brown sugar, red pepper to taste. I am adding a clove of garlic. The recipe did not call for that. And then 3 cups of chicken stock. This is my homemade from scratch chicken stock we keep in the freezer. And then the final ingredient, crispy bacon. The recipe called for 12 ounces. That's a complete package, so we did not want to do that. We cooked up 5 pieces. And then it also said to add about 3 tablespoons of bacon grease for flavor. So this sounds so good. Those of you who have made collard greens for years, I bet yours are absolutely amazing. But we're going to do the best we can. I had bought a 2-pound bag, and I am not putting the whole 2 pounds in. It's pretty full, and I still have like a quarter of the bag left. So I don't want to overstuff this either. So I know they're going to cook down, but I think this is pretty good because they are in there. We have our chicken stock, and I'm going to add right to that my clove of garlic that I minced. I am going to put my brown sugar in there and my hot pepper flakes, and I'm just going to give this a good mix. I'm going to take the liquid and pour it all over the top. I'm going to take my bacon and I'm just going to lay it on top. I'm not going to break it up. I just don't want it to totally dissolve. It said to add 3 tablespoons of the bacon grease. So that was just about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to cover it, and we're going to cook it on high for 4 hours. Or you can do low for about 8 hours. I'm hoping these will be delicious. It's been 2 hours, and I am going to come in here, and I'm just going to give this a little turn. We got another 2 hours to go on high. But I just wanted to push that all down, get those flavors together, cover it, and we'll see you in 2 hours. These have been cooking for 4 hours. I'm going to have Paul taste one, make sure they're nice and tender, and then we will give him a bowl, see what he thinks.
Okay, I'm going to try out these collard greens. I got my South Carolina hat on for good luck. The first time I had collard greens was in a little town called Loris, South Carolina. There was a restaurant near a railroad track, I think called Altman's.
Yeah.
And they had them there. And boy, I was hooked. Every time I go to a restaurant down there or a little, one of those little places on the side of the road that have, good Southern food, always get the collards. Let's go. Here we go. A little bit of heat. You got the taste of the bacon, the vinegar, and actually in the green. That's delicious. That is absolutely delicious. It takes me back. Oh, I can feel the heat of the Carolinas. Oh, where is it? It's cold outside. Anyway, you got to try it. It's Paul approved, 2 thumbs up.
They were over the top delicious. As you saw, 2 thumbs up, Paul approved. They cooked down into such a flavorful vegetable. We're going to eat it as a side dish with some breaded chicken cutlets and mashed potatoes this evening. So excited. But we're going to be eating it for a couple of days, I am sure, because we made a big pot. But it is so delicious. Give this one a try. Today's question of the day: give me your hands down favorite comfort food of all time. What is it? I think for me, a really good grilled cheese sandwich and a bowl of homemade chicken noodle soup. I'm all over that. I know a lot of people like tomato soup with their grilled cheese. I don't care for tomato soup, but give me a grilled cheese with chicken noodle soup. Oh, Paul loves good Southern food. These collards were his go-to comfort food. So share down below what your favorite comfort food is. We ask that you please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget that comment. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.